allows you to do, and it only says one thing about your hand. And anything else that you want to tell as you tell the story of your opening hand as the auction proceeds, anything else you want to say about your hand is going to wait till later in the bidding, if that opportunity even comes up. With a lot of minimum hands, you may not do any more bidding. So the double is going to become conventional here, and it is alertable, by the way. A lot of doubles are not alertable, but this one still is. All it says is, partner, I have exactly 3 cards in your major. And then when you have 4, you will make the same bid you always would make, with or without a support double in your system. If you have a minimum hand with 4 spades, you would just bid 2 spades. So the support double allows you to distinguish between 3-card support and 4-card support. Now, this does mean on occasion that your partner, who may only have 4 spades, may have nowhere to go except to retreat to spades and play a 4-3 fit at the 2 level. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. Again, we don't worry too much about, yes, we'd love to be in an 8-card fit. We don't always have an 8-card fit in a suit. And just as we said, you were okay playing 2 spades in a 7-card fit when partner opens a no trump and you transfer and then pass. Hopefully you'll feel okay playing 2 spades in a 4-3 fit as long as we haven't gotten any higher than the 2 level. So if partner makes that support double, now here you're thrilled, right? You're like, oh hey, we found our 5-3 fit, great. You're still just retreating in 2 spades because you have a minimum response. But even if you only had 4 spades, you may have nowhere else to go. That's okay. I had a hand come up here at the club just a week and a half ago where we had a support double auction, and my spades weren't even very good. They were like 4 to the jack. And I had a couple other cards outside, but we weren't going anywhere. We were clearly not going to game. Signed off in 2 spades. Had to be a little careful about how I played it. I said there were a lot of holes in my trump suit. I got my 8 tricks. I made 2 spades. We got almost all the match points. It was a great result. I didn't see where everybody else was playing. I would have figured that maybe a few other people who played support doubles in the room would have ended up in the same contract, but.
So Kurt, you're saying, say that ace and jack over there are reversed, and I've got jack, little.
You would still make the support double.
I still do
Yeah.
that and.
Yeah, because you don't say anything about suit quality. All you are conveying is the number of spades. And we'll look at some examples here too coming up where where responder may be doing something other than just retreating to their suit. The other thing too is that as we hit on, we're going to hit on just some of the rules of support doubles here. That as opener, one of the reasons that it is safe to always start with your support double when you have 3-card support is that you're going to get another chance to bid, right? Your partner's not going to leave that double in. Because if they do, they've converted it to penalty, right? And you'd be defending 2 diamonds double. You're not going to want to do that very often, unless the opponents have really made a hideous overcall. So, knowing that double's not going to get left in, opener, you will get another chance to bid. So when you have a better hand than you have here, here you just have a minimum opening. So you may not care whether you get another chance to bid or not. But you can make your support double when you have 18 points. And this auction is not going to be over. You are going to get a chance to bid again. So, yeah, let's hit on some of those points with the support double.
So if the opponents bid 3 diamonds, I did this yesterday, I bid the 3 diamonds. knowing that we couldn't make it, but it forced them to 3 spades and they went down one. It was a tough board for us.
So this is one of the things that we're going to talk about in kind of our rules on support doubles. They're actually not on at this level.
Oh, really?
So,
They're not? Okay.
Yeah. So double here is not a support double, but we're gonna come back to that in just a minute, because just like all of other conventional doubles, you know, negative doubles, responsive doubles, which we're going to talk about a little later today. We generally have an agreement with partner, and we put it on the convention card how high we play these doubles. You know, it's through what intervening bid from the opponents would this double still apply. And so actually, this is no longer support double. This double here by opener would actually show extra strength, but. All right, so rule number 1 about support double. Well, I guess we talked about rule number 1 is you show exactly 3. You know that. Next point. Hopefully, this will be easy for you to remember, even for you, Joanne. The support double is made only by one person at the table. And when we mean like by position, right? Opener, responder, overcaller, those, you know, advancer, those 4 positions at the table. There's only one person at the table who can make a support double, and that is the opener. If you did not open the bidding, you are never making a support double. Now, you may double, and it may be conventional in some way. It may mean something that is not just penalty, but it is not a support double. Now we can, and you know, people get, you know, we'll get stuck in this. We'll have, you know, a much more convoluted auction than this, and somebody will pop up with a double, and they'll say, well, it was a support double, partner. I had 3 of your suit. No, it doesn't work that way. that double, you know, you may have 3 of that suit, but it is not specifically a support double. This is a specific convention for a specific position at the table, and that position is open. So, if you have a more convoluted auction that comes up and your partner doubles, but your partner didn't open the bidding, whatever that double means, it's not a support double. It may have some specific meaning to it, or at least some intended meaning. Whether or not it's the right place for it, we don't know. But yeah, this is for opener only.
Could you talk about the difference between the reopening double by opener? I mean, how to easily recognize the difference between the reopening double and the support double?
So what you'll see is that the support double comes up in a situation, and let's go back to our original 2 diamond bid. So notice that the support double here is happening in the direct seat. It's happening immediately after this 2 diamond bid from the opponent, right? It's not like 2 diamonds pass double. So a reopening double, which we say is really just a form. It's in a lot, you know, a lot of ways that just another way to refer to a balancing double. You've got to be in the pass out seat. You've got, reopening or balancing double would take place after 2 passes, where if you pass, the auction's over. So this is different because the support double is always going to happen not just specifically by opener, but specifically by opener in the direct seat immediately after that opponent in the advancer seat has bid. So as we mentioned, that double doesn't say anything about strength. And it actually doesn't necessarily say anything about opener shape beyond that 3-card support in the major. The rest of your hand can actually vary quite a bit as far as distribution goes. It could be distributional. I mean, you might have a singleton somewhere, like a singleton in the opponent's suit. You might have a balanced hand. You could have a minimum balanced hand like this. You could have a balanced 18-point hand that wants to do some more bidding. But the idea is that you always start off with that support double, and then you'll get a chance to bid again if there's more that you want to say about your hand. All right, how high is it played? Let's go back to that because this is important. So the support double is typically only on through 2 of our major. On the convention card, people will normally put through 2 hearts. And that bid refers to the bid that this opponent over here is making. In other words, the support double would be on here, but that's as high as it would be on. If we switch the suits that we're bidding here, so let's say the partner responds a heart rather than a spade, and let's say this opponent were to come in with a jump over call of 2 spades, presumably preemptive. So double by opener now, you may have 3 hearts, but it is not specifically a support double. What is a double above that agreed level of how high we play them? You and your partnership can talk about it. I think it just shows extra values. I don't think it has to be anything more than that. I would not treat it specifically as a penalty double.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that your double on this auction here says, oh partner, they have aired with 2 spades, they're in big trouble, I want you to pass. So, I just think you show extra values. And you may or may not have 3 hearts, but you're not selling out to 2 spades. You're saying my hand's too good to sell out.
So what does responders say? That may be a support double? You have
No,
to
no,
alert-
no, it is not.
You no longer alert it?
But no, it doesn't even need to be alerted.
Got it,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah, wouldn't even need to be alerted. So, and you know, when we look at other types of doubles, and you know, and your convention card asks you to, you know, to fill in, you know, how, you know, how high do you play your negative doubles? We've talked a little bit about that, you know, because that varies by partnership. How high do you play your responsive doubles? A lot of this stuff is all partnership specific, and you see a lot of variability to it. Support doubles, I say surprisingly, just because it, you know, it seems like it's so rare that everyone in bridge pretty much agrees on something. I have noticed this to be pretty much universal. Everybody who plays support doubles plays them through 2 hearts. They typically don't play them any higher than that. And I think if we go back to an auction that we looked at before, where this bid was, say, a preemptive call, I think you can see and take a look at this from responders' standpoint. You know, we just said it was okay to make a support double with a dead minimum opening, as long as you have that 3-card support for partners major. All right, well, let's say the auction goes like that. And let's say that double is a support double. Well, you're over here with this hand. I mean, you're not gonna leave the double in, right? You don't wanna, I mean, even though the opponent's a bid at the 3 level, I don't think you really wanna defend 3 diamonds, right? So what are you gonna have to do? Well, now you have to bid at the 3 level to remove that support double, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's it, support doubles are off at higher levels because responder could have a fairly weak hand, and you don't wanna put your partner under that kind of pressure. At least you have 5 spades here. Remember, you never promised a 5th spade. How would you feel about a double now? Now you're retreating the 3 spades at the 3 level in a, you know, and you're only in a 7, you're only in a 7-card fit, and you're at the 3 level. So the idea is that support doubles are off, and that the double by opener at this level of bidding should show a better than minimum hand. If partner is going to force you, when you may have responded with only 6 or 7 or 8 points over there, if partner is going to double and force you to do something at the 3 level, opener needs to have a better hand. Not just that 13 count that's over there on the left and right. So that's the idea here. So it really makes a lot of sense to just keep that support double on through 2 hearts. And if that intervening bid by the opponent is anything higher than 2 hearts, 2 spades on up, then opener, as much as you might want to show 3 card support, if you just have a minimum opening, you may just be stuck with pass. And then maybe partner can reopen the bidding and you'll get a chance to show delayed support. Right, we can go back to the original hand here. And then what we would have you do, now of course responder might not do this with just a 7 count, they might have a little better hand. But if the auction proceeded this way, all right, you say, okay, well, I'd really love for partner to know about my ace 3rd of spades, but we're above the support double level, I can't do that, so I just have to pass because I have a minimum. Well, if this hand is a little bit better, then it might reopen with a double, right? And in that case, it's just a balancing or reopening type of double, right?
It doesn't say how many spades.
No, but you quite likely have 5 of them to be reopening, right? Because you have to be prepared for your partner to maybe bid 3, right? Let's make this hand a little bit better.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Okay, so if you bid your spade with this hand the first time, as I think you would all do, and then your left-hand opponent preempted 3 diamonds, and this came back around, well, what are you going to do with this hand? It's invitational, right? I mean, you have 11 points. You might have a game, even opposite a relatively minimum opener. You surely don't just want to sell out to 3 diamonds, but you don't want to bid spades on your own, right? At the 3 level, because partner didn't show anything in the way of partner may or may not have spade support. So how do you deal with that? Well, reopen with a double, right? And now if partner has 3 spades, you'll find out about it. Then you have to decide whether or not you want to go to game. What if partner doesn't have spades, but maybe they have a diamond stopper? Which they do here, but 3-0 would probably not be a sensational contract on these cards. But double, your double over here is just going to keep the bidding open when it's your hand. And of course, one option is for partner to pass your reopening double, which they may not want to do here, but that's a possibility as well. So. All right, so support doubles.
So if they
Through
did
2
3
hearts.
spades, that would say you had more points, is that right?
I think if partner, well, so remember
Instead of
when you reopen with the double. Oh, you mean if opener bids 3
No.
spades?
That you, instead of doing the double, if you did 3 spades.
Well, you if you bid 3 spades on your own, you would absolutely have to have at least 6. That would be the
6.
main thing.
Okay,
Yeah, you may not need this good of a hand. You might rebid 3 spades on a little lesser hand as long as you had at least 6 of them.
6, okay.
But it would be it would be non-forcing. And look, these auctions are tough. I mean, again, that's why people are preempting. So what this also means, once we get that support double installed, if opener does have a hand that wants to penalize,